Hello, my friends. If you are familiar with me and especially my lift program, you will be familiar with the idea of firing up your center line, activating your inner thighs, pelvic floor, deep abs, really firing everything up through here. We're gonna do that today with a yoga block. That's all you're gonna need. So grab a yoga block, and if you don't have this, you can use like a firm pillow, a small pillow that's kind of firm, or even a Pilates ball, something like that, that you can place between your knees. But a yoga block is just such a nice little tool for resistance and also for spacing. It's about the right spacing for most people to really get a lot out of this practice. So if you have a yoga block, grab it and place it between your thighs, right above your knees. We're gonna begin with Tadasana, mountain pose. Very simple. This just provides us a really nice alignment. It makes us really ground through our feet. Press gently into the block with your legs and feel your center line starting to activate and fire up. Feel lifted from the ground all the way up through the top of your head. Your shoulders are nice and wide, the head is lifting toward the ceiling, and just make sure that your lower ribs aren't thrusting forward like this. If they are, you want to pull them gently back so everything's in a beautiful tall alignment. Again, shoulders out and back. And you are simply breathing to really begin to activate and engage the entire body. You can turn your palms forward so they're facing me and just open up through the chest and start to kind of strengthen through the back body. But again, if you do this, make sure that your ribs don't accidentally thrust forward. If that happens, just draw them back in. Feel that engaged entire body, active, strong, and yearning for the ceiling with the top of your head. It's like you're yearning for the ceiling, but you're also grounded down through your feet. All right, last deep breath in and out right here, fired up through the center line already, and we're not even moving. And now we're gonna keep everything exactly as it is, but turn your hands inward and sit back into chair pose. So keeping the block right where it is, sit back. Feel as if you could lift your tiptoes up off the floor. If you can't lift your tiptoes up off the floor, that means you're shifted too far forward. So really shift back and sit back so that you can lift those tiptoes up off the floor. You're pressing against that block, squeezing inward, firing up that center line, and really feel that your bum is back and your spine is long. Do not round like this. You want to be long through the spine, lifted through the heart, feeling a bit of a shake. You should definitely be feeling this. I know I am. So keep firing up, hugging into that block. And now I want to work on our balance a little bit. The core is super important in balance. So stay right where you are, and you're going to lift your heels up off the ground and down. So lift and lower. Lift and lower, still pressing against that block. Lift and lower. 8 more. 8, 7, try to slow it down so there's lots of control. 6, strong through the core. 5, 4, 3, your thighs are burning. 2, and 1, and come on down. Nice job. Okay, stand up again, little tiny back bend, still squeezing against the block. And release the block just for a moment so that we can come down onto the mat. Okay, on the mat, you're gonna come down through your side onto your back. And in this position, go ahead and bring the block between your knees again. So squeeze inward against the block. Make sure your feet are back enough that you could almost touch your heels with your middle finger. Engage your core, feel that center line fired up and active as you squeeze against the block and then roll up into a bridge. Go ahead and hold it here, squeezing against that block. Everything should be in a really nice alignment. Feet are under your knees, everything is squeezing and hugging in, fired up. All right, we're gonna go 8 times down and up. So down and up. Breathe steadily, down and up. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, squeezing against the block the whole time. 3, 2, and last one. Hold it. Now, hold it here. This is going to be a lot. For some of you, this might be too much, and that's okay, but just try. You want to make sure your feet are definitely far enough back for this. Don't make sure they're not too far forward or you're going to fall. You're going to be strong through your core. Straighten one leg. So I'm going to be strong through my left foot and I'm going to straighten my right leg. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and come on down. So again, strong now through the right leg and straighten the left. Hold the buns up. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then down. Come on down and release the block. Shake it out. Oh, that is a lot. So make sure you're able to totally relax and let go. And then we have a couple more moves. So take a minute just to release. You were fired up through that center line the entire time, so you need to give your muscles a break. They can't just fire and fire and fire for, 30 minutes at a time without taking a moment to need to rest. All right, let's go ahead and do that single leg bridge one more time. Put the block in. This time I want you to inhale, exhale, lift pelvic floor, pull belly button to spine. Inhale again, exhale and lift. Straighten the leg and down. Straighten the other leg and down and release. Let go of the block. You want to do that again? Let's do it. So block goes between the knees. Inhale and exhale, lift pelvic floor, pull belly button to spine. Inhale and exhale, lift into the bridge. Straighten one leg and down. Straighten the other leg and down. Oh, one more time each side. Straighten and down, straighten and down, and release. I think you've got the pattern now. Let's do it one more time, this time with 3 straightens on each side. So if you didn't get this, just come back and do the video again. So put the block between your knees. Inhale, exhale, squeeze that block. Fire up the center line, zip up your core. Inhale again, this time exhale and lift into bridge. Now breathe steadily as you straighten and down. Keep your hips up the whole time, straighten and down. 2 more times on each side, keep your hips high. Keep breathing steadily. 1 more time on each side, straighten and down. Lift those hips, keep them high, and then lower. Nice job. All right, we're gonna move into a boat pose next. So come onto your side, push up, keep the block right where it is. And in this position, this has multiple variations. So for boat pose, I want you to think about starting with me at the very basic level, holding on behind your thighs, lifting it nice and tall through your core. Spine is long. Make sure that you're not rounding like this. We don't want any rounding. We're lengthened, heart is lifted, and you're simply going to tip back, squeezing against the block. Squeezing against the block so you're active through your center line. Fired up through the pelvic floor, the core, the deep, deep core, lifted through the heart, and then come on down. Release the block and go ahead and just let the legs flop side to side. Now, there are so many different boat variations. So if you're more advanced and you want to do a more advanced boat pose, you can. I'm gonna show a slight advancement, but if you want more, go for it. Just be sure you can maintain proper form and use that block to squeeze against, to fire up that center line and keep everything really active and turned on. So squeezing against the block, lifted through the spine, nice tall spine, heart lifted. I'm gonna hold on behind my thighs to start with. Inhale. Bring those toes up or heels up off the ground and then rock back, squeezing against that block. Now you can either straighten your legs a little bit more, squeezing against that block still, lifted through the heart, or you can release your arms. Just be sure that you're lifted through the pelvic floor, pulled in through the low abs, and long through the spine. Breathing steadily, squeezing against that block, holding it. Look at me shake. I'm shaking like crazy. That's okay. 4, 3, fired up, 2, 1, and release. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. So let the legs rock side to side. And for our last move, no block, but we're going to use our hands, our arms for resistance. So block goes to the side, and we're simply gonna do V legs. If you want to, if you have the block and you want to just do this for fun, you can go ahead and place your hips up on the block for this move, but it's not necessary. You can also just be on the ground. So I'll start with my hips up on the block, and then I'll move down onto the floor. But you're simply going to straighten one leg up and then the other. And if you're on the block, make sure it's square under you. And you're gonna go out with your legs and then use some resistance with your arms as you exhale together. So out and in. If you want more, you add those arms for resistance. Out, inhale, and in, exhale. Legs go out as you inhale. Legs come together as you exhale. Using the arms for resistance. Now I'm gonna remove the block and just do it without the block. So legs go out and then in. Using those hands for a little bit of added resistance. You should be feeling this in your inner thighs tomorrow. If this is too much, you can bend the legs slightly at the knee. Use those arms for resistance. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, your whole core is fired up. Last one. And release. Big, long pencil stretch. So legs go out in front of you, wiggle the legs, reach the hands behind you, and feel that whole body release. Everything stretches, the legs wiggle and let go. Breathe into your pelvic floor, maybe even let your legs flop apart and just relax. If you want more pelvic floor and core strengthening, please do check out my lift program if you have not already seen it. And it's all about exercises and lifestyle to help you manage symptoms of prolapse and bladder leakage. So thanks for playing along. I hope you enjoyed that center line fire up activation routine. Come back anytime. And until then, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. And hey, while you're here, please give my channel a little subscribe and a thumbs up to this video if you liked it. Share it with a friend as well. This is how we spread the message. I'll see you next time.